This is a video response to the Cartridge Club, specifically Player One made a video, I believe this was yesterday, about being on the outside and looking in of like a popular game or something like that. There's a link to the original video down in the description. So let's talk a bit about Halo to begin with, because that was really the game that brought this up. Halo's an FPS, so if you're not into FPSs, I get it. But here's the thing about going back to play Combat Evolved now in 2018. That was the party game in those days when that came out. I had my original Xbox, and I never had Xbox Live for that thing. But when Halo 1 was the game, people would come over and play Halo 1, which is part of the reason why if you get that game now and play it, it's not going to be the same experience. Because we all played the campaign as like, I don't know how many hours the campaign takes, but the campaign was not what we spent hours and hours and hours on when it comes to Halo. So if you can't, if you don't have anybody to play split screen with, it's not really the same way as it was back in 2002, 2003, whenever that was. Back in those days, almost like every other time I sat down to play the game, somebody brought up GoldenEye. Everybody talked about GoldenEye when Halo was new. It was always, hey man, I haven't played a game like this since GoldenEye, or when we all used to get together with split screen on the Nintendo 64. So I thought that was worth mentioning. So if you play like the campaign now and it doesn't quite hold up, that's probably a contributing factor. Also, I just want to point this out there. I hope this, and please take this in the spirit that it's given. The whole thing about like seeing a game from the outside, it sounds like you're coming to terms with just not liking things as an adult, which I think is admirable. And it's a lesson we should all learn, especially here in internet land. I've got several series that I've come to terms with in that on those grounds. Things I just don't like. It's okay. They didn't strike a chord with me. I know they do with other people, but I'm afraid to bring them up because this is the internet, the land of just sick contempt and hatred that you can just sprinkle on like Parmesan cheese over spaghetti. Just sprinkle the hatred on, right? It's the international house of hatred served fresh with coffee every morning. That's what the internet is. But yeah, there's I'm kind of surprised that the comment section of that video didn't turn into like a massive flaming troll fest. What do you mean you don't like that game? That's my game. This is the internet. This is where we're like 2 steps away from throwing feces at each other, but we're close, man. But yeah, I'm glad when it comes to something like that, I think it's admirable to try it and decide you don't like it, right? I think that's an admirable thing, as opposed to just pointing your finger and being like, boo, you know? So props for that. I definitely have games that have been that for me, where it's just, yeah, I know this is mega popular. It's never going to be something that I like. But yeah, also not just props for trying it, but also props for trying it and being honest about your opinion, because I think that also on today's internet, that's something that not everybody can do. There's certain games I'm afraid to tell people I don't like because people are just going to blow up at me. That's happened before. Oh man, I said I didn't like Killer Instinct on my podcast once. Just, I don't know, never my game. And yeah, people still bring that up every once in a while. All right, take care. It was good to hear from you. I always enjoy your videos. See you next time.